Hello everybody, Ace here, giving it to you straight with day 42 of the video log challenge, and today I wanted to talk to you about personal responsibility and how you're not responsible and I'm not responsible to anyone other than ourselves. Now that was a big lesson I've just learned over the last week. Most of the time I come in on here and I make these videos, I'm honestly either going through a lesson or I just picked it up or I've learned it. So I'm dead serious when I say I watch these videos back and I take the advice that I need to hear. I mean, I worked on 4 videos on Saturday. I do a week out. I give myself a week buffer. I do it every single day, but I gave myself a week buffer out so that I can not feel so rushed to try to get it done every day, and therefore I can get the video done and I can wait a couple days and I edit and do the whole thing. And that for me is building personal responsibility through consistency, frequency, and discipline. And the lesson I picked up from this whole thing this week was how a lot of times I get anxious about my own existence, usually when I'm not doing something I'm supposed to be doing for myself. And then all of a sudden I start looking out and I start seeing all these people that I love not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And I'll start projecting onto them. And even after a while, when I don't understand, why aren't they doing what, in reality, the reason I'm getting frustrated is because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a reflection, mirrors theory. What you see in others is reflecting what is happening inside of us. And the personal responsibility is stop trying to be responsible for others and then just be responsible for ourselves. That doesn't mean we're not accountable to others. If we make commitments to others, then we need to actually fulfill those commitments, fulfill those obligations, because again, that's personal responsibility. But if we're not doing the things we're supposed to be doing when we say we're going to be doing it, then what happens? We end up crashing, we end up coping, we end up distracting, and all of a sudden we start spiraling down and we don't understand why. And that's what kind of happened over the last week. I just started struggling again, internally in my head. The mania started up a bit. I didn't know why. My diet was clean other than Thanksgiving. I went pretty crazy on that. But I even believe that I stress ate on Thanksgiving without even thinking about it, because I wasn't actually doing what I was supposed to be doing for myself, which was moving towards an opportunity to bring in more fundage, to bring in more monetary resources so that I'm not stressing about what am I going to do, what am I going to do, which has been one of my biggest stressors. But the ironic thing about the money trigger and the money stress is that I'm always reaching to try to get over that hump instead of surrendering into what the universe is trying to bring me, being responsible to myself for the things that are right there waiting for me to walk through that door. Because really the universe brings us many opportunities, but it's not the way we want it. It makes us uncomfortable. I don't like it. There's paperwork. There's this, there's that, and we create narratives and storylines about why we're not going to be responsible to ourselves, responsible for ourselves, and then we start reaching for straws in everybody else's life that's around us, especially those under our charge. Because again, we think we're responsible for our kids, but in reality, we're not. We're accountable to our kids, because I've known people who have just walked out of their kids' life. They just said, I couldn't do it. Do they have guilt? Yes. Do they have shame? Yes. But they still made that choice because they felt at the time, and for probably good reason, that I'm not supposed to be in their life. They're not supposed to be with me, and it'd be better off without them. Is this a case for everyone? No. But if it's happening, then is it supposed to not happen? And the way I look at this is, if I stop being responsible for other people, then I don't put the weight of the world on my shoulders, which the Atlas effect, putting the weight of the world on your shoulders and feeling the pressure. If you have a lot of neck issues, if you have a lot of trap issues, a lot of upper back issues where you're cramping all the time, or you're pulling a muscle all the time, your neck's got a crick in it all the time, honestly, it's because you're stressed, right? When we stress, we start to grip, and we actually will come up. And so we type like this, we sit like this, we eat like this. So we're always like, and so our traps and our neck is always crunched up, and then we're gripping, and we don't understand why we have chronic pain in the upper back and the upper neck. That I call is the Atlas effect. It's putting the weight of the world on your shoulders, because in reality, you're not doing the things that you need to be doing for yourself, and whatever that could be. It could be the smallest thing ever, because I had complete peace for about 25 days when I was making these videos, the first 25 days, because this was what I was supposed to be doing at the time. And then I got into a flow and I got into routine, got into some consistency and frequency, and now this is just what I do. And then it was time to work on something else. And because I wasn't aware of exactly what it was, I had gone through the money trigger once or twice before, but I didn't realize that being personally accountable to myself, personally responsible for myself, and doing exactly what it is I know I need to do, that is what's actually going to stop my anxiety. It isn't going to be CBD. It isn't going to be cannabis. It isn't going to be any of those things. They can help. They can especially help if you're working through the trauma, if you have physical chronic pain, and you're working through your past and doing that right work at the right time. Absolutely, that stuff really helped me. It still helps me. But in reality now, when I get anxiety, I don't look at it as, oh man, this is happening to me. I go, why do I have this anxiety, and what is the root cause of it? And the root cause of it is always coming back onto myself, not doing the thing I need to be doing in that moment. And the longer I put it off, the more my anxiety comes up, the more my mania starts to spin, and the more I get taken down the rabbit hole. But I've also realized, because I ate very clean for the last month up until Thanksgiving, and then I ate not super bad on Thanksgiving, but I ate pretty bad on Thanksgiving, instantaneously I went into a manic state. Instantaneously I lost energy. And by Saturday, the video I made yesterday was only 7 minutes, and it was just, I had to just do it. I knew I had to do the video, but I did not want to do that video, is because I was recovering from the little bit of self-indulgence I chose over self-responsibility on Thanksgiving. And now 2 days later, eating healthier over 2 days, now all of a sudden I feel like myself. I deep rested yesterday. I'll get into a video about depression and deep rest and the difference between the two. It's all perspective and thought. But what's really incredible, what I gathered this past week, is honestly, we're not responsible for anyone but ourselves. And we got to make those right choices, because we can't lie to ourselves. We can't cheat on ourselves. We can't cheat ourselves. We can do that, but we'll always know. Our subconscious will always know. And if you've actually gained access to your higher self will tell you probably shouldn't do that. It's not going to judge you, because there's no right or wrong, good or bad. There's only positive or negative. Half the time I go, can I eat that? And my higher self will say, yeah, you can eat that. But you know what's going to happen if you do. Potatoes, I can't eat potatoes anymore. I abused fried potatoes for a very long time, chips, all that. And now when it comes to the fibromyalgia, for some reason, starched potatoes, they really cramp me up. And that's a part of my anxiety and my mania, is when my body tightens. Because again, I'm not being personally responsible to putting the right things in my body, even though I know when I eat that pizza, or even though I know when I eat that lasagna, or when I eat those potatoes, that this is what's going to happen to me. And I still do it, and then I still get upset about it. So what happens if I stop? And if I can't stop making those choices, if I can't be personally responsible to myself, then I have to make a different choice. Then I have to do something different. Then I might actually need some help externally. And so again, if we always bring it back to this personal responsibility and accountability to doing the things we need to do for ourselves when we need to do it, doing the right work at the right time, that opens up this journey for that surrender, letting go, and acceptance that I keep preaching about. That's my focus moving in December. My focus in this month is going to be surrender, letting go, and accept that I am exactly where I need to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at the right time, and there's nothing more I could possibly be doing. And if there is, my ego, my mania, my anxiety, my depression, all those things will be the red flags. All those things will be telling me, the beacons on the hill telling me, go this way, do this thing, and it'll go away. So I'm no longer a victim to my anxiety. I'm no longer a victim to my depression. Now it's telling me, it's giving me almost a review of how I'm treating myself, how I'm listening to myself, how I'm trusting myself. Because here's the thing, is if I go into a deep rest, that means that I'm not resting regularly. I'm not listening to my body. I'm not pacing myself. And most likely, I'm not putting the best fuel in this vehicle. And I can do whatever I want. It's free will, free choice. We have it, and we will continue to have that. Less and less in this country, as we see. But what I'm saying from a sovereignty standpoint, from a being standpoint, we're always going to have that free will to make the darker choices, the less positive choices. Because that contrast is sometimes what we need to then take two more steps forward into the light. So for me, I don't care really that I did that on Thanksgiving. I made a conscious choice without being guilty or shameful about it that I was going to eat what I wanted to eat. And I still ate pretty dang good. I still had a salad and everything. And the reality was, I only went down for 2 days when in the past that would have been a week or 2 weeks, or it would have been a start of a binge. It would have been the start of another binge. But not this year. After 2 days, I'm already eating healthier. Today, I feel wonderful. I have my energy back. And I learned a lot. So all I have to say is personal responsibility is the foundation. If we can become more personally responsible to ourselves, to the things we need, it opens up, it really unlocks the kingdom. Personal responsibility unlocks the kingdom. Self accountability will gain you access to your higher self, which your higher self has the keys to the kingdom. But self responsibility and doing the right work at the right time, doing what we need more than what we want, will actually gain you admittance. It'll give you admittance to the kingdom, the living kingdom, the kingdom on earth. And that's what we're all looking for, correct? So if you liked what you've seen and heard today, hit that like button. If you want to join the Army of Energy as a warrior of light, hit that subscribe button. Again, I no longer have social media, but you can email me at dahmahwolf@gmail.com, damawolf@gmail.com. If you want to support my work with a couple donations, there's Venmo, Cash App, and one other in the link below. I'm really grateful for all of you continuing to join me on this journey of self-discovery and of ascension. It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's honestly, within 42 days, 6 weeks, it's already become my only focus in terms of career and in terms of pursuits. And I'm really grateful that I get to transition and transform in a way in front of y'all and work through some of the stuff that I'm going through, because I hope that it's actually helping you see a little bit of relatability and some contrast in your life. So I hope you get a little bit further on your journey today. I hope you gain a little bit more clarity on your path. I hope you can bring a little bit more love into yourself and into your heart so that you can see how important you are and how special you are, and how self-responsibility will literally gain you admittance to a living kingdom of heaven on earth. And with that, I pray that you have a wonderful evening, you have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you tomorrow at the same time. Have a wonderful day. Take care.